Land of the forever young in the north, the mythical people of the Danes, the Danu, and their miraculous artifacts. According to Irish legend, more than 4,000 years ago, from somewhere in the north, a tribe came to Ireland whose representatives possessed miraculous abilities and brought with them many magical artifacts. Information about this tribe, which is called Danu or Tuathan de Danann, is contained in the ancient documents Annals of the Four Masters, written by Franciscan friars somewhere in the middle of the 17th century on the basis of earlier texts. The Danes were also mentioned in the Book of Invasions, written around 1150 AD. The blonde people. The Irish at the time of the Danish invasion were dark-haired people of short stature. The intruders were very different from them. They were tall people with blonde or red hair, blue or green eyes, and very fair skin. Having landed on the shores of Ireland, the Danes entered into battle with the local tribe. According to legend, during one of the battles, the king of the Danes, Nuada Argethlan, lost his arm. However, according to legend, the Danu doctor immediately constructed for him a fully functioning arm of silver. Another doctor grew skin on his arm. Can you imagine? According to legend, the Danes arrived in Ireland in flying ships, surrounded by dark clouds. In the latter text written by the monks, the flying ships turned into ordinary sailing ships, and the dark clouds into columns of smoke. According to the chronicles, by setting fire to their own ships, they warned the local residents that they were here for a long time and were not going to sail back. The Danes came from the northern country of Tir Nog, which is, in translation, means the land of the eternally young. One could reach this land by passing through the gates of the Sinde Mounds. In this place, according to legend, it was easy to cross the border between the worlds, which was very thin. The country of the Danes was rich. In the land of the forever young, beautiful people lived in luxury and joy who never grew old. According to legend, time stopped in Tir Nanog, and according to one of the legends, Prince Oisin fell in love with a resident of the land of the forever young, Niam. Niam invited him to her place, and the prince lived in the land of the forever young for 3 happy years. When Oisin came back, he found that 300 years had already passed at home. As soon as the prince set foot on his native land, he immediately grew old and died. The inhabitants of Tir Nanog, according to legend, did not age, but were not entirely immortal either. They could be killed by enemies or diseases. The Danes in Ireland, they ruled Ireland for a long time, and the last local people with whom they had to fight were the Milesians, the ancestors of the modern Irish. According to legend, the Danes were noble and honest people. Therefore, with the help of deceit and cunning, the Miltese still managed to win several victories over them. The result of the war was a division of Ireland into 2 parts, ground and underground. On earth, the Milesians remained to rule, and the Danes went underground through the mounds of the Sidhe, and as soon as the Danes disappeared underground, Manannan, the god of the sea, protected all the entrances to their kingdom by raising a magical fog from the ocean. What artifacts did the Danes bring? The Danes are said to have brought forth magic artifacts with them to Ireland: the Sword of Light, Lu's Spear, Cauldron of Abundance, and the Stone of Destiny. The Sword of Light, according to legend, could hit an enemy with no one could evade this enchanted weapon. Lu's spear was fiery and emitted sparks the size of an egg, and to prevent its shaft from catching fire, according to legend, it was periodically dipped into some kind of magic liquid. Like the Sword of Light, Lu's spear was capable of striking anyone. The properties of the Cauldron of Abundance can be judged by its name. From this container, any person could get any item he needed, as well as any food. The Cauldron of Abundance, for example, is reflected in the tale of the magic pot. Also, this artifact, according to legend, was able to resurrect the dead, Some researchers believe that in later times the Cauldron of Abundance in the legend was transformed into the Holy Grail. The Stone of Fate brought by the Danes is also known as a stone of coronation. The Danes placed this stone on Mount Tara in the Irish province of Meath, and according to legend, the coronation of any king of Ireland was confirmed by a terrible cry that was heard all over the world. And one of the kings, when the stone did not confirm his coronation, broke it in their hearts. Later on, one of the halves was taken to Scotland and eventually ended up on the throne of England, where it remains to this day. But there is a legend that the real artifact was hidden by the Tay River and has not been found so far. This is by Solask. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.